Okay, girls, let's talk about Aquaman.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
So I talked about this in my reaction to Titans or whatever. I don't know when I'm going to release it. I don't know if it's before or after this video, but either way, I said that DC, baby, I don't know what's going on with y'all live action trailers when y'all first release shit, because it's not, I don't know what's going on. When I first was exposed to Miss Titans and when I was first exposed to Miss Aquaman, I was just like, okay, I don't know why these trailers are so lackluster, but I'm gonna still watch it. I dragged it, but I'm gonna still watch it. So that's what I ended up doing. Now, when the extended trailers were starting to be released, I was like, oh shit, now I understand what y'all trying to do. I understand what y'all trying to do here. I'm gonna go ahead and see Aquaman. For the most part, it was very well done. It was great, I loved it. So let's break it on down, girls. Spoilers as usual. I'm just gonna do flow of consciousness like we always do when we're talking about my first reactions to shit. So let's just talk. We got Queen Atlanta. I thought I was watching that movie, and I live in Atlanta, so I thought that, girl, y'all talking about Atlanta queens? Are they trying to come for me? Y'all just talking about Queen Atlanta? Yes, ma'am, I'm an Atlanta queen. Anyway, so Queen Atlanta is out here dragging. I loved her character. She said, bitch, I'm going to, girl, I don't even know, can this be a trident? It's gonna have to be today. Can this be a trident? Girl, she said, bitch, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? When she fucked around with Mr. Surface Dweller and shit, Aquaman's dad, and she was over there like, bitch, I'm riding that dick, bitch. You know, she doing her thing, bitch. Then she got pregnant and shit. She had a cute ass son, and she said, okay, bitch. I don't know what she thought that she was gonna. She knew that these girls were gonna be Atlantis was going to come for your ass. She knew that shit, but she was like, girl, I'm just gonna live in ignorance for a minute. Them hoes came in there like they were, girl, what, stormtroopers? They came in there like stormtroopers, like, what's up, bitch? Queen Atlanta, if you don't take your ass back, go down 75 and 285, take your ass back to Atlanta. Take your ass back to Atlanta. So Miss Queen Atlanta said, bitch, if you don't, she was moving around that trident, bitch. She said, bitch, if you don't, bitch, she said, I said, yes, ma'am, bitch. Yes, ma'am, bitch. I love Queen Atlanta. Let me tell you, Jason Momoa is so fucking sexy. I hate it. I hate it so much. And he really gave new meaning and new life to Aquaman, the Aquaman character, okay? Because I know that there have been a lot of people who think that Aquaman's kind of corny, how he's been presented in the comic, kind of corny. But bitch, like, I love the fact that they showcase the true power of Atlanteans, girl. They can survive all that pressure underwater. They can drag your ass with some fucking telepathy, or some of them, telepathy to these animals. They can, hydrokinesis. Mira's ass was not playing around with you bitches. Mira's ass wasn't playing around with you bitches. Now, I wanted Mira to use her powers more. I understand y'all didn't want to do the damsel in distress type of things, and she did take care of herself, but I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a little shady. I feel like the director or whoever's in charge of making this fucking movie, period, they were very, very good at cinematography, at kind of when it comes to fighting. They were good at action-packed ass sequences. They were good at, I know the director, James Wan, he was involved with a lot of like horror stuff, like horror films and shit. It definitely came across that's his forte, because and it's good, because you need that horror element when you're talking about fighting or a story underneath in water or in the trenches in the ocean and shit like that. You need that horror element, and he really did a good job. They did a good job. But as far as the emotional side of this shit, that was the only part of this movie that was a little corny. And the fact that they were like literally zipping across the whole planet so quickly. And I guess I'm glad it was fast paced, but they were really zipping across the planet real quickly. And I was just like, damn, they got to the Sahara that quickly, sis? Like this, I feel like I'm watching season 7 of Game of Thrones. I'm like, first Euron's ass was in fucking, where was he? Near the Iron Throne and shit. And all of a sudden he all the way down by Dorne? I'm like, okay, bitch, I don't know how that teleportation shit happens, but more power to you. Anyway, so yeah, some of the emotional shit was a little bit corny. I was like, damn, he was like literally explaining the plot points instead of showing us that shit. Like, oh yeah, girl, I feel so sad right now. I was like, okay, bitch, like, or like they tried to make this, I don't know why every movie that straight people watch or create, it always has to force romance in there. Like, this shit we didn't need a kiss. We didn't need none of that shit. We could have had like slowly developed shit, but I'm not going to be kissing your ass in the middle of a battle. I'm not doing that shit. Lasers and shit coming out of nowhere, hydro cannons and shit, hoes flying on krakens and fierce beasts. I feel like Lady Olenna. I think that some of the emotional shit just is like really awkward. It's like, girl, we're in the middle of a battle and y'all are trying to have these fucking close moments with Mira. It should have been a slower burn than that, in my opinion. But I know that people want to see kisses and shit. I was just like, all right, girl, he's the king of Atlantis. You need to get your ass out of there. But yeah, so Mira's ass, I like her. I didn't want her to be this fucking damsel in distress, and she, for the most part, she wasn't. But for somebody who has that much control over water, she didn't use that shit to the fullest extent that I wanted her to. I wanted her to get in there, bitch, get in there. Stop hitting these holes with flares and shit. What, they was on that boat with the people from the trench. You know, they was coming over their ass and they were lighting flares and shit like this motherfucker can't control all of water around her. I was just like, okay, what are you doing? But for the most part, these battles were on point. King Orm's ass, let me tell you something. That shit was Cain and Abel, brother against brother type of tease. That bitch said, your half-breeding ass gonna come in here trying to take the motherfucking throne from me? Bitch, she whipped out this motherfucking... Hold on, bitch, I gotta find something. He whipped out this motherfucking trident. Where's the motherfucking trident? He whipped out this motherfucking trident. And King Orm said, bitch, I got something for your ass. I got something for your ass. I loved the person who trained Aquaman. What's his name? I don't know his name, girl. But let me tell you something about one of the villains, Mr. fucking Black Manta, whatever the fuck you call him. Black Manta, I think that they should have just focused on the battle, the war, you know, that was impending when King Orm's dumb ass, he wanted to be Ocean Master so goddamn bad. I think they should have just focused on that. Leave Black Manta out of it if y'all asses wasn't gonna do him justice. Girl, we don't need all these plot lines and shit. Y'all should have focused on one thing and then maybe the next movie we could have focused on something else. But that Black Manta thing, I don't know why y'all even included that shit. I was, like, he pops up one time and then he pops up another time and he's defeated for the rest of the movie. I was like, God damn. Now, it was good how y'all tied it in and how y'all made King Orm use Black Manta as like one of his, almost like a political pawn. He set that shit up just like, girl, have one of these ships from the surface world attack Atlantis so we can come out here so I can strengthen my claim and I can become Ocean Master. That was good how y'all used him. How he was so quickly defeated after one, you know, after one rooftop chase. It was just, it felt kind of empty to me. And I would love to know what you guys think about that. I would love to know what you guys think about how they handled Black Manta and how quickly he came and went in the movie and how you'd almost forget that his ass was a part of it. So in all honesty, I would have preferred them to just hold off on that shit. But yeah, for the most part, I love the world that James Wan created. I loved the fact that we had big ass seahorses that they were riding on, sea dragons that they were riding on, sharks that they were riding on. I loved how they incorporated the flashbacks. The flashbacks were so great because they weren't corny. To me, they weren't corny. To me, they didn't just come out of nowhere like, oh girl, we were in the middle of telling you this fucking story. We're just gonna fling your ass back in time. And it was just, the cuts were so great. I mean, even that cut when Mira and Jason Momoa's ass, girl, what's his name, Arthur, was swimming. They dove off that shit and it cut back to when he was being trained and shit. It was just so great. The movie was long, but it did not feel like it, right? It was 2 hours and like 30 or 2 hours and 23 minutes. The story was moving so fast and I could feel that the story was moving fast. And because of that, I was like, oh shit, I wonder if it will feel like it's extremely long. But the cuts were so on point. And I mean, just when you think that somebody's ass is, you were having calm, deep conversation, an explosion comes out of nowhere and you're just like, God damn it, bitch, I was tricked again. I was jumping and shit. I was like I was watching a horror movie. I was like, what? God damn. But it was good. It was really good. I loved the love between Arthur's mom and his dad. It was just so pure. And Arthur's mom was just like, bitch, I got to go. I can't stay here. That's the only way I can save y'all. And then when Mira's ass got flung through the fucking toilet of doom. Y'all remember that shit? She got flung through the toilet of doom and she was flung to some other area. Arthur was like, bitch, where the fuck you going? And then fucking Oh my God, when Arthur finally met up with his goddamn mama and he saw her and they were just staring at each other, I was like, oh my God, such good acting. I know that, you know, emotional part of this movie was very lackluster, probably due to the writing, but the actors did the best job that they could with the material that they were handed. You see what I'm saying? It was so well done. Oh, I love it. I completely got my life when Arthur's ass came out here riding on top of that fucking sea monster, girl. There was nothing that you could do. I was getting goosebumps. His ass was flinging around that fucking trident like he needs to fling me around. Jason Momoa, you need to stop playing. Come on over to my goddamn house. The final uniform when he had the trident was so fucking sickening. He looked so good. Oh, they all look so good. I was so here for it. But I don't know. One of my favorites were definitely Mira. The father, the mother, Arthur, I guess everybody. I don't know, like it was a good ass movie. Now this is what I hope, that DC takes the level of development. We just need to develop this emotional side more. We need to develop that shit more, okay? As I said, the actors were great, but some of the shit was just real corny. Like, we stopping the fighting to have a fucking intense moment. Now, the comedy was very good. It was good comedy there, especially the first fight when he came down and was dragging the shit out of Black Manta's ass. But I just hope that DC takes this type of world building and just takes this type of depth and applies it to all of their movies, because I was connected to the characters. I was invested. It felt like a completely different world, and if that is exactly what the director was going for, and he, in my opinion, he definitely accomplished it. They had King Orm's ass up there with a fucking, you know what I mean? Hair slicked back. The underwater fights was sickening. So for those of you who have seen it, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments about what you thought about it, because I definitely enjoyed it. I got my life. So as of right now, what I'm seeing is that Wonder Woman and Aquaman are the only reasons why the Justice League could possibly have a good goddamn evening.